I find it very hard to let people in, as well as to speak about anything that is even a little bit uncomfortable for me. And that's kind of what I want to get out, is to let people in, to tell people of my upbringing, being housing commission, single parents, going through all that, going through like a stigma of poverty, like in high school and everything, and just to how I stayed true to what I was doing, stayed true to my goals and values, and managed to climb my way up to a world title. What resonates with me more than like what is success to me is more what we've been spoke about it before, is what's driving you. What are you driving for? What do you hope to achieve? Like, what is it you want? And honestly, I have what drives me, and keeping what I have is the driving force behind it. Like, I have a beautiful family, I have beautiful kids, I have a beautiful wife, I'm healthy, I'm fit, I'm in I'm a positive role model to my brothers and sisters, and I have a nice home. I'm not stressing about money, and that's what I want in this life. Like, I want that. That's my driving force. Like, when I didn't have that, I was driving for that, and now that I have it, I'm driving to keep it. That's what I want. That is success for me. I am successful because I have that, and I'm driving. What drives me is the want to keep it. I want to keep all that. That is my success, and also my legacy. It's not like I suddenly felt like picking up a new hobby. It's not like I suddenly felt like doing a new job. It was more of a like, I didn't want to do anything. I was demotivated to do anything, and it wasn't specifically a sport related thing. It was just more like everything. I was just tired, mate. I was just tired of it all. Depression is real, and it doesn't matter who you are. You can get depressed, and you can feel like you're falling down a pit of despair. But it was hard. That camp was very hard for me. Coming back from the injury, being behind in terms of like where the goal setting that I wanted, my markers, I was very behind. Seeing my training partners performing much better than I, and it was a hard time for myself to motivate myself to keep going, to motivate myself to feel good. I was very apathetic and didn't want to do anything. That's the hardest thing, There's no real answer to that. For myself, what really helped me was obviously the people that surrounded me. Being supported by my wife, my kids, the support system I had around myself, my coaching staff, my training partners, they all cared for me. And just knowing that they're there and that you can talk to them is very important. But like I just reached a point where I felt that I was it was either do or die for me. So it was either I had to just start hitting the sessions. I had to get through it. I had to bite down on the mouth guard and just plod along, or not, and the alternative would have been like hang up the gloves, call it in, and I wasn't ready to do that. So I grew up with a split family, housing commission, alcoholism throughout the family, mental illness throughout the family, and it was a little bumpy. Growing up in poverty certainly has a stigma attached to it. So and I tell you what, kids are ruthless. There were certainly some teachers that could tell that I had some sort of talent, and would always put me on the football team. Looking reflectively, I can see the teachers that tried to do that. But unfortunately, growing up with the stigma of poverty and stuff, you kind of get swept into a sort of disgruntled mode. So I was a bit of a pain. So my parents put me in for self-defense, and then I kind of, coming from poverty, I found that I had to try to identify myself in something away from poverty, So mental health is a big talking point for me as well, because depression and a lot of other mental issues run throughout my family. So, like if you're not into sports, like try to get into some form of sports. Your mental health, your mental health is directly affected by your physical health, vice versa. But I think moving and exercising, it chemically helps you balance. It produces like very positive chemicals that help you just make things better.